I just wanted to show people some places where they can find various lab resources. So some of the things that I've made, resources I've provided, as well as recommendations for if you want to look for other resources. And so just a quick walkthrough. I want to start by saying that I have this page. So I always, in my posts and my comments and everything, I put a link to this spreadsheet, which has the topics I cover each day and the various forms. So if it's got a blog, if it's got a video and uploads. And then in this other tab, I have key quick links to key blog pages. So there's some of the lab stuff here, some other things, uploads that I have. And so I have a Google Drive where I have lots and lots of uploads, including various laboratory cheat sheets, various example spreadsheets, things like this. So if you look at like laboratory reference sheets, you'll see that you'll find one with concentration, statistics, various things like this. And then there's going to be lab calculation examples and spreadsheets, all sorts of various things that can hopefully help you. And you can find kind of quicker links to specific ones in the uploads and then to various YouTube playlists. And I'll get to those in a second. But just this is your kind of like your go-to spot if you're trying to see if I have content on a topic. Start in the spreadsheet, search the spreadsheet, and hopefully you'll find what you were looking for. If you're starting out in the lab, I have this quick start guide for starting off in research with good habits, and this will direct you to some of the most important posts and things like this that I have, as well as various others recommendations. It can be really intimidating to start research, but it's really exciting. And if you start with good habits, then you will set yourself up for hopeful success. Lab techniques. I have a whole page of lab techniques, and I have a whole page, and not only do I have a page of techniques, but each of these is going to link you to an actual post that has a lot more about the topic. And so some of these are more theoretical, some get into a little more practical stuff. But if you really, really, really want the practical stuff, well, then I have this random practical tips and tricks page where I have lots and lots of those random things that I realize that I do in the lab that I don't really think about that much that are really helpful. And then when I'm going to teach students, I'm like, oh, they don't know about that. I get to teach them these fun tricks. And so I try to share the fun tricks that I learn, things like this, because if you don't have somebody to show you, then it's you are out of luck. So I want to be that person that can show you these random things and hopefully keep you from making silly mistakes and make your time in the lab most efficient. If also I have a lot of my experience is in protein purification, and so I have a whole page of posts on protein purification. And so in the blog forums, you'll find infographics, you'll find the theoretical background, things like this, as well as videos. And then the videos, if all you want the videos, you can go search my YouTube channel, so The Bumbling Biochemist. If you look at my playlist, you'll see I have a lot of different playlists, and some of these are related to various lab techniques. All my lab technique videos are in this lab techniques and equipment, including like an overview. And then if you want specific ones, so that's like I have ones on recombinant protein expression and purification, and then the practical lab tips and tricks. And so again, these are all you can find if you look at my YouTube. So this will take you to the list of playlists, and this will take you to individual playlists. And so you can see that I have ones on protein expression and purification. If you want ones on gel electrophoresis, things like this, you can find them here. Math. So lab math is unfortunately a part of the lab that you can't escape from. And so I have a page of posts on lab math, as well as I have a downloadable guide to some of the most important lab math and some various calculation things like this, infographics. And so that's in my Google Drive, and it's also linked to from the various pages. More resources. So I have not only do I have resources that I've made, but I also use a lot of resources. And so I love open source resources. I love this sort of thing. And I love being able to share with other people, hey, you can go and find this information here. And so I have information about the various like databases that are used frequently. in biochemistry, molecular biology, these sorts of things, as well as specific links to various other practical resources. And so I have lots and lots of things here. You'll also find that some of this is posting to my stuff, but a lot of it is posting to other sources, various software, various articles, websites, lectures, all sorts of really cool stuff. And so hopefully this will be helpful for you. If you are looking to train as a scientist, I have a whole page of posts pertaining to scientists in training. And so this goes into resources that are kind of more specific for people who are training in science. And so some of it's about grad school and postdoc and these sorts of things, as well as various tips and tricks for along the way. And so a lot of these cover some of the concepts of doing research. So things like keeping a laboratory notebook, protein prep, these things. And then finally, if you're looking for something else, well, I've got a whole blog full of content. And so if you don't see it, like you can't find it in the 365 days, just based on the search terms, you can always come and search on my blog. And if there's like a glossary too on my blog, lots of things like this. So hopefully I have these words that I have in my glossary that so when you're reading an article or one of my blog posts on my blog, you can actually hover over some of the words and it'll tell you what it means, and you can click on it and it'll take you to a page that tells you even more about what that thing actually means. And so I know that there's a lot of words we use in biochemistry, and we kind of get used to saying them and don't really realize that it might not be a word that people understand. So I have in my glossary, I have various terms that maybe something that I came across when I was a student, and I'm like, what does that even mean? And so I have those here, like assay, like what the heck is an assay? Well, it's basically just another word for an experiment when we're measuring something. And so if you didn't know what that word is, well, now you have a place where you can go and learn it. And so I'm all about kind of introducing these words, but also explaining things in simple words, words that make sense to everybody, but also introducing the more technical words so that you know what they mean, and if you encounter them in the future, and you can use them and not get scared off by them. And so hopefully this is helpful for you, and you can find it all again at this spreadsheet. And I hope this helped. And I know I say I hope this helps a lot, but I really do hope I help, because this is what I do it all for. I don't monetize. I don't do anything like this. I just really want to help people. I want to pay it forward. And this is the way that I feel I can do it to more people than just the students that I work with directly, who I love working with directly, but I also want to help as many people as I can along the way. And so this is my way to do it, and hope it helps.